The Photoshop Landscape Mixer Neural Filter is amazing. It's got so many great features and you can use it with a basic line, circle or gradient and much more. I'm just going to show you how. So let's just go back to this. This is going to be the image that I'm going to use all the way through this video. And just go over here and I've got an image with a very basic line just created using a brushstroke. So this brushstroke, black, I'm going to use it as a source for the neural filter. So where's the neural filter? Go here to filter and then down to neural filters. Now, if this is disabled and you can't access it, likelihood is you're not signed in to the Creative Cloud. You need to be in the Creative Cloud to access this. So once you've got this, just go neural filters and then down to landscape mixer. Select there. It's still in beta, but it doesn't mean it's not powerful. It's got great features all the way through. You need to activate it, and you unfortunately need to do this every time when you go into it. It doesn't recall it. And then instead of using the presets, you can also use custom. So click custom there and then select that image. It's got a list, anything that's open, or you can also search your disk for files, so it can open obviously certain file types, and you can use those as well. So let's just go for this one, Untitled 1, and it's just a straight line, just a very basic line. Now it processes it on the device, on my computer, and will now generate this. By default, if you go down the bottom, there's an option here, and I'm just going to show you because it's probably blocking there, so I'll just move that out of the way. Preserve subject. Unfortunately, it always resets it back to that. Personally, I prefer just to turn it off, and then you can see what it creates. Very abstract design. You know, if you want to keep it on, you can keep it on. So that area, obviously it's decided they're the subjects. It keeps it untouched. But the background here becomes a pencil sketch, a very quick pencil sketch. And you can see because it's line, it creates these line effects. Now you can mix this. You don't have to just go with that. So let's go back again, go to this document, and you unfortunately have to go backwards and forwards between the document. That is the one slight hassle, but you can also add additional ones. So let's just go here and again, brushstroke, just green, and maybe add another one, red, and you can use that. So again, go back to this document, then go to filter, and again down to neural filters. In there, exactly the same, landscape mixer, put that on, and then it's still using this preserve subject. So it's going to be using that, and it will process it. And of course, you can repeat this with multiple different strokes as well. Okay, let's just cancel that. What you can also do, really good one, let's just undo those, just remove that. Maybe produce one with a gradient. So just a gradient, very basic gradient. And I'm not going to go with that one. That's just a pastel colour one that I don't particularly like. But I've got loads of different gradients here. Maybe something like this. So once you've got that, and I'm using blending mode difference just to create some colour combinations there. This can be used as a source as well. So just go back here. Now again, filter, neural filters, and then over here, landscape mixer. Always a pity that it doesn't put that one at the top. If you use it last, it doesn't reorder it, unfortunately. It just keeps it always in the same place, deactivates it. I do not know why they can't just leave that and just put that there. And you can see you can also modify the strength. So if you want to, you can change the strength. So the strength can be 100%, that's the default. And you can see now what happens. You've got this, just a weird subtle colour change, just variation. You can just see the plants, everything slightly distorted. But you can reduce the strength down. So let's just put the strength down. Let's put it down to about 9. So then the result, just very subtle change. It's just shifted some of that colour into this image here. Well, let's just push it again back up there. Strength. What you can also do is you can actually select parts. Though it doesn't actually say that there. Some filters do have that, but you can see then by just selecting a particular part of it, you will then generate this effect and you can move it. So you can just say, oh, you know what, I don't want it purple. I can then move it over, say, to the blue part. So you can put a lot of image and colour into it, and you could have a document, and you can see now you get the blue, maybe put it over here, very dark. Again, it will go probably very dark now once it applies it. And you can see you get some very abstract plants, abstract sort of modifications even here. It's just a whole load of different designs can be created by just changing this. And you can, of course, select a very, very small block, and that will create obviously a different result than the other size. Okay, cancel that. What you can also do, maybe go for a noise effect. You can create great effects with gradients and noise. So here, all you need to do is go up here, click here, and you've got the gradient editor. In the gradient editor, you can go here to the type and say noise. And I'm going to go with this one. It's got lots of brights, yellows, oranges, reds, etc. And you can modify it, change and tweak these, just change different things here. Click OK. Now apply that. And now you can see you've got these lots of lines. You can also add in effects as well. Whatever. Doesn't have that much impact, but let's just go with this. Again, go back to the document. Always need to go back to the document. Then filter and neural filters again. And now, once you're in there, again, go down in Landscape Mixer, click here, and then custom, and then just set this image and untitled again. Now you could have 4 or 5 documents in here. You could set up different documents, different types, maybe pattern designs. And again, it will process that, and you can see the result there. And again, you get some very weird colorization effects there. And again, exactly the same. You can just go over here. So now red is obviously emphasized, so this design will become extreme red effect applied to this. So let's just cancel. Again, go back here. As mentioned, you can also use patterns. So just quickly create a pattern from this if you want. So let's just go very basic pattern. I'm just going to go up here, rectangular marquee tool, just select an area, something like that. Edit and define pattern. This is very quick way of doing it, but of course, you know, you can create far more complex patterns than that. Select, deselect, edit and fill, and then go to pattern, and you've got options here to select obviously different patterns. Might have 15 or hundreds of patterns here, so you can select a pattern here, and also you've got here scripts. So random fill, go with that. You've got spiral, you've got symmetry, click there, and you can see tweak all the color randomness, etc. And you can also modify the size. Let's reduce the size down, so reduce that down so it becomes like confetti design. Again, all these are set to fairly high randomness, and click OK. And you can repeat this. You can always go edit and fill, click OK, repeat it again, and so on. Build up a complex design. Exact same as before. Go back to the document, then go to filter, neural filters again, and then into this one again, Landscape Mixer, and turn it on, and now custom, and again select the image. Again, obviously only got one in the list, but you could have more than that. And now that will be applied to this document. Let's see what happens. A very garish, colourful design now. Lots and lots of mix of different sort of structures that have been added to it. It does create some really extreme designs. You can use it, like I say, for pencil sketch designs and a whole lot more. Let's just turn this off now. Again, preserve subject. And we'll see what happens when it then creates some very abstract designs also with the subjects as well. Sort of near enough turns them into a weird oil painting effect. Well, once you've done this, what you can also do, a great feature about this, is you can go down the bottom here. You've got options here for all these things. You've also got options here for the output. So the output you can change. So at the moment it's current layer, it just puts it to the current layer. You can then use a fade. So you can go to the edit menu and you can fade the result, maybe use blending modes. Actually, quite a lot of great effects can be created just using blending. But you can also go to new layer. That's what I'm going to use, but you could do it smart filter. you could combine them. So maybe add 2 or 3. Okay, let's just do that. In fact, smart filter. As a smart filter, you can just add more. Duplicate it. So click OK. And you can always change it. So you've got this effect. Then go to Window and Layers. And in Layers, you now can see you've got this, the smart filter. And you've got this neural filter here. Well, you can do exactly the same as before. So let's just go back again, maybe tweak this document. So let's just go and create a slight variation of this. So let's just go down here, maybe Gaussian blur, let's just blur it. Now it's independent, it's got stored away the other one. So let's just change this. Doesn't update the other one, so let's just go here. This isn't suddenly updated. It's still got in its memory that original image. Now, again, with this layer selected, needs to be selected, go to Filter and Neural Filters, and it will be using this. And then we'll just go down here and Landscape Mixer, click there, Custom, and select an image. Let's just click here, Untitled there, and you see this time it uses that, and now process it and change. Now, if I click OK there, you've got that effect. Now you can see if you click here, let's remove that one, remove that one. You can go backwards and forwards, just change it like there. It takes a few seconds to render it. Turn that off. And you can see you get different results just by turning it off, turn it on. So it's a great way of combining multiple ones. And of course, what you can also do is you can blend between them. So it does take a few seconds to render it again. It's not instantaneous, but you can go here, double click here, and eventually it will pop up with blend mode. So you can blend between them. So you might decide, you know what, I want to blend with it, but I'm going to go with lighten. So lighten effect there, and you can obviously see the results, sudden change there, or difference, and so on. So obviously not much difference, but there's a bit of difference. Soft light, and so on. Create all kinds of different effects, but also you can also duplicate this layer, apply different effects, combine them using blend modes, and much, much more. So this is the very powerful, amazing Landscape Mixer neural filter. Super powerful feature for creating sort of weird sketch designs, abstract designs, all kinds of imagery. And of course, I've used it with just a normal photo, but this could be used with all kinds of different things as well, like gradients. So you can apply a neural filter to a gradient and also use a source of a gradient, and you can then combine it in a very truly weird way, maybe select certain parts of it and so on. A whole range of different color designs can be created using that approach. And that is the neural filter and the Landscape Mixer. Still in beta, hopefully even more features eventually in that tool. Bye.